This show contains views and opinions that may not be suitable for certain audiences. Listener discretion is strongly advised. A friendly reminder, Mary Jane edibles are not a substitute for actually paying your Lyft driver. Don't forget to tip your bartenders, you filthy fucking animals. And if you've got kinks, we've got links. Don't forget to subscribe, put on your seatbelt, and enjoy the ride.
Howdy, 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 everybody, and welcome to Thespian Talk. I am your host, Gomer the Ranting Thespian, and with me, as always, is Michelle.
Hello.
And Scolipendra.
Hello there.
And just in our little green room, I see the Hanging Gardens of Babylon on a shirt. And the
Now you get it.
And the plants themselves are, well, they're situated where you expect them to be.
Epic.
But yeah, so been a couple of weeks. I feel like that we've been doing more of the bi-weekly thing lately, and that's just, it's not something that we necessarily, or at least I didn't necessarily plan on. It's just been a thing that's happened, and definitely didn't plan on it last week. Oh dear. Because it's like last week it was between me just feeling and needing a recharge. And then, Scully, something happened on your end, didn't it?
Yep, my computer kind of got fucked up.
Yeah.
Fucked up my screen. Had to buy an entirely new one. But I mean, on the plus side, it's a really good computer, and also, if I sound different, it's because I have a new mic.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Upgrade.
Hell yeah.
But yeah. Oh, lordy. But yeah, as far as outside of show stuff, in terms of me especially, I've been just doing this and that, not too much to report on, at least not personally, although I did put together a little game demo using Chiaki from Danganronpa. You know,
Nice.
he's showed it to my friends. They haven't given me any feedback, so I'll probably send it out to everybody, just probably by the time this goes up. Maybe I'll have a link to it. I don't know. It's simple. It's like 5-level platformer. You know, definitely. You know, we're not looking at Super Mario Brothers levels of gameplay here. It's just a simple little thing, and I'll probably tinker with it more in the future. So
Cool.
But I like to know that I can do it.
Yay!
Nice. Hell yeah.
Actually, Humble Bundle often has like game dev packs and stuff where you can just like download hundreds of dollars of software for, I think, upwards of $25 depending on the package, and you can you try it and see what's there, and if it works for you, great.
Yeah,
It's not something I've ever been interested in because my interest, but it's nice that it's there.
I think I have taken advantage of at least one of them in the past, but you know, I've got so many sprites that I can use and edit and mock up and everything. Jeebus.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you've already got the stuff there, I'm just saying, yeah, here we go. Fresh
Yeah.
start game dev assets. So this is an asset set, but there's like the software at the moment is web development, the game assets, and cybersecurity, and that's just in the software.
Yeah.
Hashtag not sponsored, but you know, if you're listening.
Yeah, we could use some proper sponsorship. And by proper sponsorship, I mean, you know, getting paid to advertise. I'm happy to advertise regardless, especially the ads we are running, considering they're either things that, you know, that are done by friends, good friends, and all of that, or something else that I am also on. Which, speaking of Random A, we actually finished up a series without banishing it to the bowels of hell. And
Woohoo!
yeah, so it's been 13 episodes of Random A and 1 episode of Appare Ranman per week. We finished all of it. Holy shit. Y'all need to get on that. Like,
Oh,
seriously. And like the past few nights in Rosen's server, we actually been going through Appare Ranman again to show to everybody else. And that's even...
That's what they've been.
Yeah. And that's even aside from the fact that I started getting Becky in on it, and we got into like episode 7 or 8, and then we ended up joining with everybody else, and she saw the rest of it, and I could say there were a couple of points where she reacted exactly the way I expected her to. because I know her. I know her enough to know that, this is going to be the point where she gasps and tears up a little bit. This is going to be the point where she's going to be all like, fuck yeah,
Nice.
So, yeah. I mean, you're when you're together with somebody long enough, you're gonna get that.
Yep.
But speaking of Becky, so Anime Midwest, obviously an anime con, obviously in the Midwest of the U.S. I think it's usually, I want to say it's usually in the Chicagoland area. But it's run by this guy called Ryan Kopf, Kopf. I almost want to say Kampf, but I don't know if he's that bad. So, all I know is he is definitely, what I understand, he's a bit of a sex pest and also doesn't give a shit about the Rona, especially a year out because, Anime Midwest is going to have ICP, so Insane Clown Posse is going to appear at an anime convention, which, okay, fine. A little random, but that's okay. No big deal. And Becky decided, hey, you know what? I'm going to poke the bear because fuck this guy. And she asked, okay, why are you doing cons when we're not sure when the pandemic is going to end? Is that responsible? Which, very, very fair point. Because, we have vaccines rolling out. But you're not fully vaccinated until you get both of your shots, and then 2 weeks out from your second shot. That's when you can say you're fully vaccinated. So it takes probably about a month and a half. You can even give it. Let's put around 2 months. Just put a round number on it until you are fully and securely vaccinated. Because again, it's time for the body to work up everything that it needs to work up with the vaccine. That sort of thing. So,
and doesn't the J&J one be more effective, but it hasn't got the capacity yet?
I think, from what I understand, the Johnson & Johnson one is supposed to be just one shot instead of 2.
Yeah.
But either way, regardless, after you get your only and or final shot, you still got to wait at least 2 weeks before you can you can be absolutely sure that, hey, this shit is going to be fine. And even then, you could still carry it. I'm assuming they also do this in Britain, but I know over here in the States, when we were kids, we got like the not chickenpox shot, but other shots and everything. But the idea, but I'm thinking is we could still carry it at least for a little bit before our body is like, oh shit, wait a minute, and does the thing. From what I understand. Bear in mind, I am not a vaccine scientist. But even if you personally are immune to something, doesn't mean you can't carry it and accidentally give it to others. That's why that's why the whole 2 week, I say a month just to do a thing. You keep wearing your masks after you get your last shot for at least 2 weeks, at least. Because you could still spread it around, and there are too many other people that are not vaccinated, like fully vaccinated just yet. And until we get there, we should still mask up and we should still social distance, which that's a safety thing. I think most people who listen to this are probably going to agree with that. It's like, better to be safe than sorry. We already have over 500,000 people in the United States alone dead from this thing that we really could have prevented if people just didn't have their heads up their asses. People like the Ministry of Otaku, who responded to Becky. It was like, oh, you mean lockdowns? The pandemic is effectively over because of vaccines that are here. You're just waiting for your state governors to end them. If you're still concerned, stay home. First of all, fuck you. How dare you talk to her that way? No. Okay, but fuck him anyway, because the pandemic is not over because not enough people have been fully vaccinated yet. Texas, and in Texas will come into play later. The last time I checked, it was like 90% of Texans have yet to be fully vaccinated. Texas Governor Greg Abbott decided, you know what? Vaccines are here. Open it up! Money! We need money! Because money is apparently more important than making sure the people who earn that money for you, who make that money for you, and pay your damn paychecks, Governor! You know, your money is more important than the lives of the people who pay your paycheck. Your bosses, essentially. If we're going to go on that route. But, hey, well, waiting for your state governors to end them. Yeah, they end them because most state governors realize the exact same thing I just went over, that not everybody has had a chance to get vaccinated yet. Hell, even here in Florida, right now, it's limited to people in the old folks' homes, people over 65, people who are high risk of anything, and people who are teachers, cops, or firefighters, but only over the age of 50.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've got a 9-step thing where like 70s and like healthcare workers, and then like basically tiering through the ages. So we're in the final step, which is like 55 plus, and then hopefully, because my partner and I are both over 40, that we should be hopefully in the next wave or two.
Yeah.
But I think end of May, even then for us.
Yeah. So even if I can't get one yet. I haven't checked Alabama because I'm 3 miles south of it. But I know in Florida, not too many people are not able to get any. And that includes a lot of people in places like Miami, Orlando, Tampa, Jacksonville, Pensacola, Panama City, Tallahassee. Yeah, and you would think Tallahassee, that's where DeSantis lives. You'd think he would not want to be surrounded by the COVID. But then again, knowing him, he'd probably just have his older cops go out there and handle them all away. Or just send out his younger cops, and some of you may die, but that is a risk I am willing to take. So I ended up responding to this asshole. The Ministry of Otaku, not DeSantis. I have responded to DeSantis plenty of times, but that's not the point here. And I told him, hey, we still need to get vaccines into people and build up enough herd resistance before we can call this over, bub. Which is true. We still need to. Just because it's there doesn't mean it's magically over. It's not. Just because we have access to the vaccines, or theoretically have access to the vaccines, doesn't mean we can magically go out without our masks again. Again, you have to get the one shot. You have to get the second shot, assuming you're not getting the Johnson & Johnson shot. And then you have to wait 2 weeks after that last shot. And then, it still would be a good idea to go around with a mask on because you could still carry it. And there's always going to be people who can't take the vaccine or what have you. Now, once the majority of the country gets their vaccines like they should, then, yeah, we can go back to the way it was in terms of going out and about. We can go out without masks. I mean, I watch a PokeTuber from Australia, and the number of people who I'm pretty sure have messaged her saying, oh, wait, you're going around without a mask with the COVID. And she's like, yo, we got this shit under control in like 2 months. What's wrong with you?
I see she's from Australia via London then.
Yeah, it's been a while. I need to work on my Aussie accent again. But so anyway, this got another response from him because, of course, well, Texas isn't waiting. It's effectively open. If you want zero COVID, all one word, zero COVID, stay home. Let the rest of us live our lives.
Bye.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain that. You should care about people.
No, I said bye. If they want their freedoms, then it may not last very long.
Okay. Yeah.
And here's the thing. Your freedom to go out without a mask or do anything like that, or go to conventions or whatever, does not trump, I am saying it again amply because it is that important. It does not trump the fact that you are potentially carrying and spreading a deadly disease that has already killed over 500,000 Americans.
Yep.
So, no. We have the freedom to be not infected by the goddamn COVID because of your selfish ass.
But it's it only kills like 1% of the people. It's like not that actually deadly. No, but it's as Cyrus likes to say a lot. It's a mass disabling effect. There are long-term effects that people are still studying.
Mm-hmm.
That that affects your lungs and it can mess you up.
Yeah.
Possibly forever. We don't know yet, but definitely the long term.
Yeah.
And Have you heard his analogy about why you should wear masks? Because it's both funny and gross, but it gets to the point.
Is it something like if you go around without pants and you can pee and you pee on everything else, but if they're wearing pants, then the pee doesn't really hit them, but it hits the pants. But if you're wearing pants, then the pee only stays on you, type thing?
Lower region, slightly grosser.
Okay, then shit.
Basically sharting, yeah. If I shart in your face and I'm not wearing pants, if you're wearing a mask, it might protect you with some of it, but you're still going to get in your eyes. If I'm wearing pants, it's gonna contain it all.
Yeah. So that's what these masks do.
Mm-hmm.
They contain the shit that is the COVID.
Mm-hmm.
You hear that, people of Chipley, Florida, going into the goddamn Walmart without a care in the world without your masks?
Of course it's Walmart.
Of course it is. But Walmart's not the only place that does it. Our local Piggly Wiggly does it. Just people.
I still have to remind myself that Piggly Wiggly's a grocery store.
Yeah.
It sounds like it should be a restaurant.
I mean, they do have a deli. So, so then, as of this recording, this is the last thing this guy has sent me, and I decided, you know what, this is what made me want to bring it onto the show, because fuck this guy, fuck this Ministry of Otaku dude, fuck him. And I can say that on here because I'm not big enough to have a mob go after him, and even if I did, I would say, don't do that. If you do, it is not endorsed by me.
Nope, or me.
Yeah.
No.
And by go after, I mean don't dox the motherfucker. Say your piece if you feel you need to, but don't dox him.
Doxing is vile. Don't do it.
Do not do it. But this asshole said, well, maybe because the governor knows that lockdowns are more harmful socioeconomically. And there's the word. There it is. There it is.
Economically.
Not just economically, but socioeconomically. He wants to be able to go out and do the things that he wants to do, and the governor happens to agree with that. And it's the point of view of people who just don't give as much of a shit about others as they say they do. Because
excuse me.
It's like, oh, I'm tired of it, and just wills it away like goddamn Monokuma or something. Yes, Danganronpa reference, and if you get that, good, you're welcome.
Yes.
Just no. It might hurt. It might hurt your precious economy a little bit. And yeah, we are seeing people who have had to basically separate from most other people for the past year actually have the detrimental effects a little bit. But at the same time, there are still the people who have to work your restaurants, work your grocery stores, work your goddamn insurance offices, because apparently those are considered essential services. People working your hospitals, people working your essential workers that still have to go out there and still have to be around people. People who choose not to wear masks because they think their right to be comfortable is more important than people than preventing potential death. That just makes me want to punch, fist, face. Let's have them meet. Maybe they'll find something in common. The word thud comes immediately to mind.
Yes.
So yeah, and it's like, yeah, it sucks not being able to go and see your friends without the risk of spreading the COVID. We understand that. We are not stupid. And yes, we do understand that certain businesses that cannot run under these conditions are going to be hurting. Do you know what should have been happening? Those small businesses and the individuals should have been getting survival checks or UBI checks or whatever to the tune of at least $3,000 every month that we've had to go under lockdown. But no, they don't care about that. They just want all of our money and fuck us. And the people who aren't worried about money, who are just worried about going and seeing their buddies and everything else be damned, you are also selfish. Because guess what? Yes, I have went to go see one of my local friends a couple of times. She has also been taking the same precautions as I have. And even then, it has been months in between visits, to the point to where when and if either of us had gotten the COVID, it would be out of our systems and not likely to be back in it again, and we can see each other and it's okay. That's the kind of precautions you take. You know, just... But there's still more to this tweet.
Oh boy.
The cure cannot be worse than the disease, and selfish. You have no real argument other than virtue shaming. We are done. Virtue shaming. That's a new one. And I called a spade, asshole. You are a selfish prick.
Uh-huh.
Because you're so worried about, oh, I want to go to cons, and I want to go see my favorite band at cons. I want to go and ogle at the cosplayers, even though it makes them feel uncomfortable. Despite the fact that doing a con at the level of Anime Midwest would be a super spreader event at this point. Yes, we do have vaccines. They're not out to everybody yet. Not everybody that can take one has taken one, and you still got to worry about the goddamn anti-vaxxers, you moron. Like, fucking duh! You are a selfish idiot, Ministry of Otaku. Fuck you. And, oh, we are done. Oh, fuck you. We are not done till I say we're done. Either of you have any extra thoughts?
Fuck this guy.
I hate to admit it, but I kind of like the name.
Yeah, that's fair. So change your name, Ministry of Otaku. You know.
It's too cool for you.
Change the Ministry of Butthole.
But that's gay. I don't give a shit. The Ministry of Butthole can be straight. But before we take advantage of that particular segue that I set up there, I said we aren't done until I say we are. Ministry of Otaku, we are done. I said so. Fuck off.
Yes.
Now, speaking of straight, Scully, you brought something in here.
You know we haven't done the hey how are yous yet.
I think we kind of just bowled over. I think my Twitter thing kind of counted as mine. And we heard about Scully's. You know, the new computer, new upgrades and stuff. Okay, so real quick, how about you, Michelle?
Not too bad, thanks. It was payday today, and I've mentioned before having a new contract, which has mostly been good for me, and work routine has actually, there's a routine now, which is fun. But she kind of messed up my pay, and she's like, "Oh, you should be paid for about 40 hours." So, well, I was only paid for 27. And I said, "Are you sure it's 40 hours? I'm pretty sure it should be about 51." And she said, "Oh yeah." So basically, I got just from this one job. I got other jobs, but basically, I got 227.50 when it should have been closer to 510. That's before tax. Yeah, big thing. So basically, she's raising it manually. And then they'll sort it ASAP. But she did warn me that I could get taxed 35% on that, but then they give it back to me next payday. But with next payday being April, and I'm pretty sure I'm owed some tax for my beginning, where it was all we have what's called emergency, because we have pay, which is basically pay as you earn, which means our tax is taken care of straight away. We ain't got to worry about that shit unless you're self-employed. But when you go to a new job, you get what's called emergency tax when they realise, oh, you've changed, you're somewhere else now, and it's a whole thing. It's partly my fault because I didn't fill out the form. I should have. Yeah. So I should be getting that money back. Anything else that may be a little bit over, they'll have a look at it because it's a new year, and they'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, we'll sort this all out, and you can have either it's a lump back or I won't be charged tax for a couple of months, whatever they decide. So next month should be quite a chunky payday.
Nice.
But yeah, otherwise plodding along.
There
Himself is home this week as well, so even though I've got early mornings, I don't get any fucking time to myself. So I'm good, but I'm stressed.
Yeah. Yeah, speaking of stressful. So now we go to the thing that Scully brought up and brought in.
Oh boy. Well, Okay, so if y'all don't know, there was this dumb trend on like Twitter and TikTok called super straight, and basically they're saying that not dating trans people is a sexual orientation, and a lot of people who are co-opting this are TERFs or something. But
Oh, it's totally tough.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, TERFs and other bullshits like that. Just well, turns out that guess who fucking started the fucking super straight thing?
That would be 4chan.
Yes. And notice how the initials of super straight are SS. That's not a coincidence.
Nope.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, as mentioned in the article that Scully put in here, they have links to the far right and neo-Nazis. And what's a breeding ground for the far right neo-Nazis? 4chan.
And Kiwi Farms.
Oh god, fuck those guys too.
Yeah, they're idiots.
Who?
Yeah, as somebody who at one point was pretty, I'm just gonna put it like this: balls deep in the Channel Awesome fandom for a time. Yeah, we heard about Kiwi Farms.
Those guys.
You have to remind me because I wasn't there then.
Basically, Kiwi Farms is kind of a drama generating site.
Yeah.
Think of a breeding ground for things like the people that keep harassing Mars Girl because Vic Mignogna is a sex pest and he got his comeuppance from it. People like them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Assholes.
Yeah, basically it's like ostensibly it's a site for documenting quote unquote weird people, think Chris Chan.
Yeah.
But really it's just, fucking harassment, and most of the members on that side are really far right, and some of them say they're libertarian, but
Oh.
Yeah, it's been my experience for the most part. There are some that don't fall into this, but the moment most people say they're libertarian, the moment I'm like, I start side-eyeing them a little bit. There are exceptions, obviously, but just because there are libertarians who actually are decent people who aren't like, no, everybody should just do what everybody else. Because see, this actually reminds me of one of George Carlin's final recorded bits. The idea of unlimited rights. I should have the right to do whatever I want. But if I do something you don't like, you have the right to kill me.
My God. Right. So
Yeah.
yeah. So basically, they're assholes. I mean, they have done a very limited amount of good. They got one pedophile like fucking thrown in jail. So at least there's that. But but other than that, they can no. And the whole pedophile getting thrown in jail thing happened in 2015, and I mean, I used to have like a morbid curiosity with that forum, just kind of like a train wreck thing. But then 2016 happened.
Yeah.
Just
ever since then, I mean, they've always been assholes, but they weren't really Nazis until that.
It's just but the whole idea behind super straight is like I think the idea that the trolls wanted to put forward, I didn't notice if you had mentioned it before, but in case it needs repeating, the super straight, refusing to date trans people is a sexual orientation. I think you did mention it, but just
yeah, you did.
Yeah, it's like, oh, what? So what? They're basically saying that there are more straight than straight people who will date trans people, and then there's God. Oh, by the way, it's like there's also like super lesbian, super gay, super bisexual, which that confuses me like
Super bisexual.
Yeah.
Oh.
What? Okay.
Yeah, basically, bisexual, but they won't date trans people. I don't get why it would matter, but because
Hi. I'm a white person who dated a trans person. Okay, I self-identifying as transvestite at the time because 90s, but still, I can hold that card.
yeah.
And,
I mean,
yeah. And hey, I am straight. I am heterosexual. I am your garden variety cis het white dude. Okay, and when it comes to romantic dating, or taking the sexual out of it, when it comes to romantic dating, you know, if you're a woman, whether you're a cis woman or a trans woman, doesn't give a shit to me.
yeah.
So it's like, now sexually that's a little bit more nuanced and complicated because there are certain bits that do not do anything for me, but
Right.
those are specifically for the bits. That doesn't mean I don't like the person,
Yeah.
So, and that's a little bit of nuance that Twitter ain't gonna give you.
Yeah, it's like, oh man. So basically, what happened was, a TikTok user started the whole thing, and then 4chan got a hold of it. Here's the OP. It contains slurs. I'm just gonna put it out there, right?
Yeah.
All right. So it says, making this thread before the other one hits the bump limit. Goals: drive a wedge between T slurs and other F slur groups. Red pill Zoomers use the left's tactics against themselves. Call them bigots for not accepting super straights. Shitpost on social media. Hit mainstream status. That's basically what their goals are. I mean, so basically, all these people, who fucking adopted it for themselves, you fell for some 4chan bullshit.
Yep.
And SS. Okay, if you don't know what that's referencing to, okay, it's referencing the fucking Nazi police, the Schutzstaffel. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but
Something like that.
yeah. So basically, the flag is basically a black stripe and an orange stripe with the SS bolts on it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Also worth noting, it's the Pornhub colors.
Shit.
Nice. Well, okay, not nice, but
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
And as a little aside, pay our sex workers, people.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Just wow.
I first heard about this when Cyrus covered it, and it was like he actually said it like, if you don't want to date a trans person for whatever reason, like you're just not attracted to that person, or like for me personally, I've never been attracted to people of color. Now there are certain persons of color that I've looked at and go, oh yeah, they're kind of good looking, but generally speaking, I have never been attracted to any shade other than white. I don't know if that makes me racist. I don't think it does, because I can still be friends. I can still say, oh yeah, kind of cute, but the actual deep attraction, never been there.
Yeah, you don't
just me saying I'm not interested.
Yeah, so you don't find yourself romantically or sexually attracted to people of color. Is basically
Is that? I mean, there's some people that might interpret that as me being racist. I don't think it is, and maybe those people. That's a separate conversation. I don't want to cast aspersions on theoretical people, but it's a personal preference. And I would be upset or offended, not necessarily, up in the air, waving my hands around, offended. But if someone says, "Well, you don't want to date this person, and you're a racist," I'm like, no, I'm sure they're lovely people. I'm just not interested in them in that way. You date them, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, it's like,
but so.
It would be like saying that because I don't want to date, let's say, this woman who has let's say she's 500-pound woman, sake of argument, and it gets me into another frame of mind here. It'd be like saying that it would be like calling me fat phobic because I wouldn't want to automatically date a 500-pound woman who is pretty awesome, just and even then it doesn't necessarily all tie into your outer appearance either, because there are people out there like fucking Lauren Chen who or Abby Shapiro who look aesthetically pleasing enough. They're pretty, they're not bad looking, but I ain't ever gonna date them because the ideas they hold are reprehensible.
Yeah.
It's just no. So you're just racist against white women. Motherfucker, my girlfriend's white. Shut the fuck up.
My God.
My girlfriend's white, my nutty buddy is white, and one other person that I am also very intimate with that I don't have a label for at the moment, she is also white. So yeah. So
but yeah,
no,
it's
I am
like,
not racist against white people.
so if you don't want to date, and there are people within the trans community, there are radical trans persons who are a bit more flag wavy and very right on, like the vegan teacher, who by the way has been completely kicked off of TikTok, so that's amazing.
Yes.
Separate conversation. separate conversation. But there are people that are on the other extreme that are just like, but if you're not doing this, you're and this, and it's like, no, so I can understand why people get annoyed with folks on the other end of the extreme. Suris said that there is a word for it. If you are, in the case of the person who is responding to, a heterosexual male person, AMAB person who is only interested in women and is not interested in women who have more going on downstairs, and you realised there's a word for that, it's gynophilia.
Yeah.
As a bi-identifying person who has yet to explore the other side, I think I'm more gynophilic when it comes to female personas, just because, well, I've experienced the other one. I want to try the new thing.
Yeah.
But also, and this is, I realize this is probably a me problem. I don't know of other people. If I'm seeing a pretty face and a nice pair of testicles, I'm not necessarily want to keep panning down and see a pair of testicles because I'm not prepared for that mentally. My brain is not switched on that way. Like, sometimes I might go back to that image and say, oh, okay, now I can put it together and I can see them as a whole person. But testicles and testicles, when you're not prepared for them, is, in my brain, doesn't work.
Yeah. I mean, and it's like, that's kind of a thing, being prepared for it as somebody who is cis and heterosexual, in my case at least, being prepared for it, because like years ago, I was growing closer with a trans lady, who incidentally she had a bit of an audience. She was known throughout the communities that I was a part of, and like until before she came out publicly, she was like, I'm a trans lady, and I'm like, my first thought was, oh, whoa, okay, I was okay with it, because it was like, because at that point I hadn't had much experience in terms of knowing people who actually were trans. I think there might have been one or two people before her that were trans, but they were like on the other side of the damn planet, so couldn't count that too much. But and I didn't see her very often because truck driving. So managed to so between visits I managed to work that, what, it's fine, whatever. She's still good people. She's good people. I still think she's pretty. And I had this thing with her that I would usually like kiss her hand like a gentlemanly type thing or whatever. She seemed to like it, so that was cool. And she's been the only trans person comfortable enough to share with me like the process of like the surgeries or whatever, the bottom surgery or what have you. Those were fun conversations to have. She even shared one with me while we were out at dinner. So tells you the type of woman I like.
Jessie Genders recently posted her transition story, so I haven't watched it yet, but that could be
cool.
interesting to watch.
But yeah.
I know Jamie Dodgers posted his, so if you want it from both sides of the aisle, there you go. There's two, a trans man and trans woman. They both posted their stories. I'll dig them out and put the links in.
Yeah. Now I do also want to point out here that just because one trans person was willing and able to tell me about her experience and just the overall experience and all doesn't mean that every trans person is wanting to do that. And of course, I mean, like, you're, the ones who are not necessarily in the spotlight or that you're not close to, strangers, basically. You're not owed that.
Yeah.
And it's a weird way of putting it, but it's the only one I can think of right now. I kind of earned that right to have that info to that information, if that makes sense. So, because we were friends, I accepted her and still was into her, at least romantically at the time. So, hey, that's fine. The fact of the matter is, she trusted me enough to be able to say and do all this and not get any blowback, not get any pushback or anything. Basically, I wasn't a transphobe, and that's a good sign for her.
Yeah. Also, like any group of individuals over even 5, say a group of individuals is 5 people, even those 5 people who might have everything else in common will have a thing that's different.
Yeah.
No group is a homogeny just because one trans. Even so, keeping Gomer as an example, Gomer had a close enough relationship with this one trans person that they felt comfortable sharing their story.
Mm-hmm.
He might have a similarly close relationship with another trans person who isn't ready to share their story.
Exactly. So, it's just, groups of people aren't monoliths, basically.
Yeah.
And who you're attracted to is who you're attracted to, whether you're trans, cis, whatever. And I know somebody in here I know there's somebody out there that'll be like, well, what if you're attracted to children? Well, you obviously have problems because children are defenseless. Generally, and I do mean children, not teenagers. Although that is also wrong.
Yeah.
That's a whole different term for it. That's, children, it's wrong for children because defenseless, wrong for teenagers because while they may have some defenses, their brain meats haven't finished fully cooking on that front yet.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's easy to take advantage of them. So, easier to take advantage of them, I should say, because again, they're not. It's even teenagers. They're not a monolith.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, you can't help who you're attracted to, but for the most part, unless your attraction is to something that someone or something that is definitely going to be harmful to the recipient of said attraction, then yeah,
Sorry, that picked up, by the way.
Yeah,
That's fine.
but the whole point behind it is the object of this. I say object is the person. Is the recipient of this attraction? That's the word I wanted. Are they? If they were to reciprocate, would that be a harmful act? If the answer is no, then you're cool. If the answer is yes, then you need to work with that. I think it might be the best way to put it. There might be better. I don't know. Point is, don't fuck kids, and don't fuck teenagers.
Yeah.
And you're not transphobic if you're not inherently sexually attracted to somebody who is trans. That's the key term there, sexually, or even romantically. You might have.
I mean,
you may have old transphobic tendencies that you're still working out. And it goes, and it also can link to race too, because Michelle, you brought that up a bit. Because I know that I've had similar issues with that myself. And it's not that black women aren't pretty, it's not that Asian women aren't pretty, etc., etc., etc. It's just I can pin it on my upbringing a little bit. Because I've been mostly surrounded by white people up until like high school, where my high school has a lot more black people. And the fact that just, it was more of a nurture as opposed to a nature thing. And I'm willing to bet I'm probably not the only one. Now, that being said, that doesn't mean, me, current 2021 Gomer, yeah, I can find myself attracted to black women as easily as a white woman. There's no problem with that. But I know the origin of how I got to this point and where my problems lied up until here. I know the origins of that. I had, it was my surroundings, it was my upbringing, a little bit here and there. And I am saying, hey, you know what? I reject that. If I see a woman of color, and in my case, it's usually a black woman because I have been attracted to and have had sex with Hispanic women. So, so but point is, you're attracted to who you're going to be attracted to, and if it doesn't harm anybody, and if that managed to be put out and gone through, and it doesn't harm anybody, then fine,
But getting back on topic, declaring this is a new sexuality because I said so, that's not how that works.
No, super straight is not a real thing. It's cooked up by 4chan trolls, 4chan Nazis. Okay. So
and yeah, to summarize, I'm super straight because I'm not attracted, because a straight person might still be attracted to a trans person, so they're not like fully. The logic doesn't even make sense when you actually watch the TikTok.
Yeah, it's just you're attracted to who you're attracted to, and there's two types of attractions, at least in the scope we're talking about. You can be romantically attracted to somebody, but not sexually attracted. I mean, I've proven that in my own life, because when that trans friend of mine came out as trans, my sexual attraction went down slightly, because again, the bait and tackle don't really do anything for me.
Breasticles and testicles don't mix.
Well, not quite like that. That's a bit. Ugh. Pulling the collar. But no, but the romantic attraction was still there. So, and I think a lot of people like to conflate the two. As though you can't have romantic without sexual, or vice versa. And if that was true, we would not have ace or arrow people. Okay. We wouldn't have them if that were the case.
I'm reminded of a really cringy tweet I saw about a month or so ago, which was basically this person who I know for a fact is not much more than 22, and has been married for way too short a time. It's a whole thing. But basically, if you're going to date someone, let them know that you want to marry them, because otherwise, and it's like, I'm not saying you shouldn't be friends with or be a friend to them, but let them know your intention straight up front. I'm like, yikes! If I didn't already know that they were married, that would be very silly.
That would be. That depends on your intentions, sir. That really does, because it's like, you could say, hey, you know what? I just want to find somebody, take her home for the night, and then we say goodbye the next morning. Maybe a friendship bears out of that. We don't know. We'll see what happens the following morning. That, sure. Little too forward for some tastes, but, it's the same thing. But, and even then, it's just a night of sex. That's all you're looking for. That's all she's looking for, or he. I don't know. I don't know your preferences or your tastes. But beyond that, whatever. But saying, hey, I'm looking for somebody to marry right off the bat, it's like, yeah, no.
Oh my god.
No.
Okay, here's the exact quote, because it's actually more cringy than I remember. Speaking from experience, straight men, don't try and get with a girl by being friends with her first. I'm not saying don't be a friend to her, but make your intention to date her clear from the start. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck in the friend zone forever.
Friend zone doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now, like 10, 15 years ago, version of Gomer is like, wait, really? Took me a while to get that, kind of drilled into my head, and it can work. You can people can grow and learn and grow out of that.
Okay, who here actually remembers where the friend zone concept name thing came from?
I have no idea.
Skull?
I don't.
No?
I don't remember.
Okay, so it actually, the earliest instance I'm aware of it was actually from Friends. And the context of the conversation was Ross was mooning over Rachel because it's season 1, and Joey's like, "You made too long to make your move, and now you're in the friend zone." And Joey said it like kind of in a sarcastic way, like, "Now you're just friends with her, and maybe making the move is going to be a little tougher." That was the one and only time they used it. They did get together, but Joey wasn't saying being a friend was a bad thing. It was just, and as this is me interpreting it today, like when I first watched it, I was about 16, so I would have completely missed it. But it's like, yeah, now you're friends with her. It might be harder to move out and move forward, but not impossible. I mean, again, sticking with friends, Monica and Chandler are a fantastic example of coming out of friends and becoming this amazing married couple.
Yeah. And I can even apply that to my own personal life too, because I call her my local nutty buddy because I just like the name, and I'm immature. She and I have been friends.
She's not afraid of it.
Yeah. She and I have been friends since she was 17, and I think that was like mid 2000, like 2004, 2005, somewhere around there. And it was only within the past year. Well, it's the past few years where she's like, "Hey, you know what? I think I want to try having sex with you in particular." And I said, "All right, we'll work out a time." And we finally worked out a time in this past November. So it was at least 10, 13, 14 years, give or take, well over a decade before we even started talking about it. And then things just kept on falling through, either because scheduling or because she got sick or she was too tired. One thing happened or another thing happened. And then finally, 2020, boom, there we go.
Yeah.
So, and this whole time is like, yeah, we've been friends. We are still friends, and we go to each other like hell. Just recently, she had a tire breakdown here in town as she was going through, and one of the first person she called, especially since it's in town, was me, and I managed to set up a thing and got her the help she needed, and but that's what friends do.
Yeah.
So, and she's gotten to the point to where, yeah, you do something like that, like take her somewhere that she needs to go or what have you, if she really needs it or what have you. She's good also about paying it forward too, in terms of like money too. Like this last time, it's like, apparently, my dad was the one who went out to help because he's in town, and well, he has the better contacts than I do. And she was gonna pay him back for, I guess he paid for her car to get towed to wherever it needed to go or what have you.
Yeah.
And she's gonna pay him back, and he's like, no. But she insisted somebody in this house take the money, so and she justified it with me, like, well, you did help set everything up, so but she is good people, and she has been a really good friend over the years, and there have been times where we don't talk as often as like I do with Becky or with Mel, but we do talk enough to the point to where that friendship is still there. That bond is pretty damn strong. So
yeah,
and
sorry.
And this is to say, yeah, friend zone doesn't exist as they put it, and the whole thing with like the usage in Friends is seen in reality too. Granted, she and I are not dating or anything. We're just sexually active together.
Yeah.
Still, and even Becky and I started out as friends. We were friends for a couple of months, and then we decided, let's start dating, and so we did. And even Mel and I are damn good friends at this point. And while we're not dating, it wouldn't surprise me if we ended up that way in a year or two. It would not surprise me. I ain't pushing it, but it would not surprise me either, if that makes any sense.
Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough.
So
I just did the brain maths, and I have been, from being with my ex, when we met when I was 17. We started officially dating when I was 18.
Mhm.
And obviously I'm with my current still at 43. I have been romantically active in one way or another longer than the poster has been alive.
Wow.
His experience does not trump anyone else's that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
No.
That definitely doesn't trump mine. It's like, in my experience, shut up, you married the first woman who swiped right.
Yeah, basically.
No, literally, they met on a dating app.
Jeebus. But yeah, so all right. Before we go to break, Scully, do you have any closing thoughts on this particular topic, or?
Friend zone, nah, doesn't exist, man. No, I mean, really, I mean, it's okay for a man to just be friends with a woman. I mean, it's not. My God. Yeah.
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 I mean, hey, you know what?
Yeah.
It is possible for men to be friends with women, just friends.
Yep.
Because you're kind of listening to that now.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Uh-huh.
And you've listened, and if you've been following my show for as long as it's been going, you've heard it all throughout this last decade.
Yeah.
Because, Kat, Holly, fucking, oh God. They're the, yeah.
Aaron?
Well,
Aaron?
Well, I mean, Aaron's a man, so I'm talking men being friends with women in terms of from like my own perspective here.
I was thinking like as a collective of men and women.
Yeah.
I don't think, unless you've had Becky on the show, you've mentioned an interested male. None of them have been romantically involved with any of the others, have they?
There has been one exception so far, and that was back in 2013. When I had my now ex, and even then ex, on the show for a special episode. Where we actually talked about how to do things right romantically.
Yeah.
Yeah, from a couple of people who were friends at the time and no longer romantic with each other.
Yeah.
I think it probably still holds up and is valid though.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there are a few others, but yeah, they're not. I don't ID as women anymore, so.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but yeah. So, point is, if
Oh
you
yeah, I
wanna
forgot
know...
you used to have Omega on.
Huh?
Oh yeah, I forgot you used to have Omega on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, if you want to show people an example of how men and women can be friends, just show them this show.
Yup.
Yeah.
You can do that. That's easy. But yeah, with that, we are going to go ahead and take our break, and then when we come back, I fell down a stupid law rabbit hole, and I'm going to share it with everybody. So
Nice.
So stick around. And howdy, everybody. Welcome to this little section of the show where I just talk about a thing that I don't normally get to in the main part of the show, probably because I forgot. That is the case this week, because, in the last 2 weeks, Inti Creates, which is the people that have helped develop games like the Mega Man Zero series, the Gunvolt series, and the Blaster Master Zero series, have announced that there is a new Blaster Master Zero game coming later this year. It should be coming out in about mid-July of 2021, which I kind of figured they would be, considering they've been doing 2 years per Blaster Master Zero game for the past few years. So that's good. I'm looking forward to it. It looks like it's going to start off, at least, on the planet Sophia, which that's going to be interesting. They have like this dimensional shift type thing that they've got going in both the overhead and the side view sections. That looks like it's going to be interesting to try and figure out. I don't know much about the story yet. I've seen like the official artwork for it, like the teaser art and all that. It looks like we're going to meet up with Kane and Jennifer Gardner, who were like the original characters in the original Metafight way back when it was released in Japan, which Kane got turned into Jason when he got brought over here. So it's nice to see the melding of the two continuities. That's going to be interesting. some new weaponry, and the fact that when Jason is on foot, like in the side view, his blaster has auto aiming. It seems like, so that's gonna be really really good. Because it was always a pain in the ass when you have enemies that are just slightly too low for both for like your tank's weapon and even your own weapon, and then you could just crouch and just boom and do that. But now you don't have to do that. You just get out and it'll home in on you, home in for you rather, I should say. But yeah, it looks like fun. You still got some of the abilities from 02 in there, which it's gonna be interesting to see how this all plays out. And it's supposed to be the end of a trilogy. So, in terms of the Blaster Master Zero series, this might be the end of Jason and Eve's story. But we still have other characters out there. We've got Gonbei and we've got Lebanese and all of them out there. And it looks like I have a suspicion that in the other world, the other dimension or whatever, we're gonna find Lebanese's original support droid, who was apparently, spoilers for Blaster Master 02 here, his support droid was supposedly killed in action, and Lebanese is like, you know what, if I have to be sad, so does everybody else, that sort of thing. Which is why he attacks Jason, because Jason has a really good relationship with his support droid, Eve. Support droid, love interest, same thing. I whatever. I ship it anyway. But yeah, so it's gonna be interesting what they do with this, both story wise and gameplay wise. I also understand, I don't know if it's gonna come over here, but definitely in Japan they're doing like a full trilogy re-release with a few different things, including voice acting for at least Jason and Eve. And Jason's gonna be voiced by the same guy who voiced Giorno Giovanna in JoJo Part 5, at least in Japanese. I think it's Kensho Ono, I think is his name. I'm like, wait, it's not Daisuke. Daisuke is Jotaro, and Kensho is Giorno, I believe. I believe I've got it right. Somebody in the comments will be like, no, you have it reversed, you idiot. Nah. But yeah, wanted to talk about that. I didn't get the chance to talk about it in the main show, but that's okay. It gives me material for this. I also mentioned it in the front, and I'll mention it again at the very end. But I did put together like a little game demo, like a little tech demo, based on a couple of Danganronpa characters, because I've been just eating up that universe all over the place. I call it Chiaki Quest because it's Chiaki and Nanami. And basically you just go through like 5 levels of platforming, basic platforming and shooting stuff, and you beat like little Monokuma clones and all that. So I know it can use some more work. Feedback is always appreciated. It should be probably a day or two after this comes out. It'll probably be live for everybody. But who knows? I might even append it to this. I'm not quite sure. I wasn't even quite sure at the end of the regular episode. But yeah, so Blaster Master 03 coming out in July. I'm looking forward to it. Chiaki Quest, which is just this little game demo. Feedback is always appreciated. But yeah, that is it. Thank you guys for listening, and thanks for enjoying the show. And now we're going to get to the slightly lighter and softer second half, where, the results of my going down a rabbit hole earlier in the day are going to come to fruition. So yeah, enjoy the rest of the show. Bye. Hey folks, we'll get back to the show in a moment, but first I want to tell you about Patreon. Patreon is what I use to get around all of the YouTube adpocalypse bullshit, and while I don't have a lot right now, every little bit does help. And if you like what you hear or what you see on any of my videos or podcasts, head on over there. For as little as $1 a month, you can get all of these things early before anybody else does, and you can get them completely ad-free. Yeah, I know YouTube right now is technically ad-free, but at some point, I'm probably going to get big enough to where ads will start coming in, and those can be annoying, so you want to avoid that, right? If you go ahead and go now over to patreon.com/Gomer21XX, leave $1, $5, doesn't matter how much, you can get all of these. Again, you can get them early, and you get them without ads, even when I reach the point on YouTube to where ads can be put on these videos. So it's a win-win. And you can even avoid the ads that go up on the Anchor versions that go out to all of the other websites that are out there. No ads. It's great. So that's patreon.com/Gomer21XX.
And now, an important message from Tyler Green, Kitty Quinn, and Randy Martin.
Are you tired of asking yourself if that obscure show or movie you watched once was a fever dream? Is it still in your brain to this day as a 3 a.m. channel-changing hallucination? Well, join us as we yank that said memory out of your subconscious while we do a deep dive on it on Channel KRT.
Channel KRT is a new bi-weekly podcast where we look at the best and worst of obscure media. We'll be covering such topics as
The Puzzle Place,
Clown TV,
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, the TV show,
Reanimated,
The Weird Al Show,
We Sing,
and more. Join us every other week over at Spotify, YouTube, Anchor, and wherever podcasts can be heard. Channel KRT, cut to static.
Hey y'all, wanna watch some anime? I haven't seen this one.
Oh, good idea. I've been meaning to watch this one.
Hey, can we watch this one? I was distracted.
Ignoring how easily Gomer is distracted by booty, how about this one?
Alright. How about this? Let's just pick one and watch one episode a week. We can even talk about it on a podcast. It's random, it's anime. What should we call it?
Randomay. Check out Randomay. Recorded every week at twitchtv.com/rosenthorn. And available.
TwitchTV.com.
Oh, good lord.
This is all staying in.
And we are back from our break. And so I went down a rabbit hole, and it's because of stupid laws. And the reason why I went down this hole is Astra over on Twitter mentioned that they wanted to do something illegal. Or I think they said, I want to commit a crime, something like that. And I just pulled one out because one of the things that's illegal to do in Alabama is have an ice cream cone in your back pocket. Which,
Why would you want to?
I know, right? So that, and I wanted to look up other ones, so I ended up going to Google, like, stupid laws. They have stupidlaws.com, which I guess is the successor to dumblaws.com. Which, I mean, who knows? Dumb laws might still be around, but we're at stupid laws anyway. And I looked up ones for Florida. I also have on hand Illinois and Indiana. They do have international ones too.
Cool.
But I wanted to start with Florida because there are some, like there's the one that it's illegal to have sex with a porcupine. That's always been on the books.
I mean, I would think so.
Because apparently there allegedly was a problem with certain foreigners coming in and fucking porcupines.
But why?
I don't even know. It's like it's like no. I know some people want to be pricked, but I don't think that's what they mean. So, but they eventually like mid 2000s or something, they eventually expanded it to all animals legally, which begs the question: wait, was porcupines the only exception to the you can fuck animals rule? And also, why was there a you can fuck animals rule?
Yeah.
Because I don't know about y'all, but I don't think most farmers are that desperate.
No.
I mean, we've joked.
Well, maybe the
about
Welsh
it, but,
ones.
I mean, we've joked about it, but so yeah, there are a few, and I've looked through some of them. Some of them kind of repeat a little bit here and there, things in that, but that's okay. So let's see. In Coral Gables, Florida, which for those who don't know is one of the it's the rich part of the Miami area. So yeah. So in Coral Gables, pickup trucks are not allowed to be visible after 7 p.m. Since the 1960s, the city has banned people from parking their pickup trucks in their driveways or on city streets from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. After August 8th, 2011, Coral Gables will start issuing tickets to people who violate the parking ban. First violation will cost $100. Afterward, code enforcement officers can issue tickets up to $500 for each subsequent offense. Did I mention that this is the richest part of Miami?
Whoa.
I smell the. Can't you just smell the classism there?
Yeah.
Because you are going around in a pickup truck. You must be vile vermin. You don't have money like we do. Hey, guess what? The mayor of Graceville rides around in a pickup truck, and it's a damn good looking one too. What you got to say about that? And Graceville, in comparison, we're podunk little town up here. We can have nice things. Oh yeah. So and as of this recording, I don't know if it's been repealed or updated. The thing doesn't say so. In Oakland, Florida, fiddlers and stay-at-home dads are considered vagrants. Oh. And there's actually they actually list what can be deemed vagrants in the legal terms too. Common pipers and fiddlers, persons neglecting all lawful businesses and habitually spending all their time by frequently houses of ill fame, gaming houses, and tippling shops. Houses of ill fame. Just call them whorehouses. We know that's what you mean. We know good and goddamn well that's what you mean. Gaming houses, casinos. And what the fuck is a tippling shop?
Pulp?
Let me look it up.
Yeah.
All right.
Fuck does that mean? Liquors are so.
I know. I hate.
Yeah. So yeah, bar or pub. I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Whichever one of you said that, you're right. Okay.
Yeah, because tipple is a drink.
Yeah. So neglecting all lawful businesses and habitually spending. So basically, drunks, gambling addicts, and sex work supporters.
Yep.
I mean, there could be conversation for addictions here and there, but I don't think doing it quite like this is a good idea. Persons able to work, but habitually living upon the livings of their wives or minor children. Yeah, no, that is not a vagrant. That is somebody taking care of the house while their wife is out there working hard for the money. And if you're doing that with your minor children, then there are some definite issues that need to be brought up. And hey, what if the stay-at-home dads are, disabled? To the point to where they can technically work, but they can't work the fryer at the McDonald's because they can't stand on their feet for more than 10 minutes at a time.
Yep.
Nuance. We need nuance. Let's see. Also in Oakland, it is illegal to gossip within the city limits. So we can't go to Oakland and say, hey, did you hear about that Ron DeSantis governor person? Yeah. I heard that he is insecure about the size of his penis. That's why he does these things. That would be illegal in Oakland. Not that I would give a shit. Because that would also that does not override the First Amendment.
Yeah.
Okay. They do have like the actual wording of the law in this one too. Disturbing the peace. It shall be unlawful for any person within the corporate limits of the town to willfully disturb the peace of others by repeating or uttering slander, scandal, malicious gossip, or rumor calculated to provoke a breach of the peace. Well, 4chan's illegal there.
Sorry, I found the laws for UK and some of them are amazing.
Yeah. let's okay. In Tampa, women may not expose their breasts while performing topless dancing.
What?
Oh my god.
That kind of defeats the purpose of topless dancing, sort of. I mean, technically, if you're walking around in a bra, you're technically topless. But we all know what topless dancing really is. You're shaking your titties around. Although, I wonder if they get away with it with pasties.
Because it's a nipple that's evil. Everyone knows that.
Yes. Let's see. I'll try and do a few more. Let's see. In Miami, no one may bring a pig with them to a theater. So, well, you can't take a cop to the theater on a date.
Ew. Ew.
Obviously, they do mean like the animal, not the cops. But although I wouldn't take a cop to a theater either, so just because fuck the police.
I mean, again, different in the UK, and my best friend's a BCSO, so I have been to the cinema and theatre with the cops. So
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Destin, which is right up here in the taint. It is illegal to sell ice cream in a cemetery.
I wonder who did that. Because someone had to have done it for it to become a law.
That might tie into this next one. It is illegal to drive over graves in a cemetery. The ice cream man.
Yeah, that's probably what happened.
Yeah. And then also, another cemetery law in Destin. You may not lean your bicycle up against a tree in a cemetery. Where do you expect us to lean our bicycles, asshole?
On the stones? That's disrespectful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck, man? And one more out of Destin, and this one actually makes sense. Torpedoes may not be set off in the city.
I mean, I would hope not.
Yeah. and if you're thinking, well, wait, where is Destin at? It's an ocean town. It's a Gulf town.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just. Where are we? What else? Other good ones here. In Tampa Bay, it is illegal to eat cottage cheese on Sunday after 6 p.m. Doesn't affect me.
I mean, cottage cheese is gross anyway, so.
Yeah, it doesn't affect me, but I know some people be like, "You can't stop me!" Although in Sarasota, which is not too far from Tampa, if you hit a pedestrian, you're fined $78.
Nice.
So, okay, next time Ron DeSantis is in Sarasota, I'll take $100 with me. I'll go run his ass over.
Yeah.
Disclaimer, don't actually do this. You will get in more trouble. Because that would be hitting the governor.
Yeah.
I don't like the bastard, but I ain't going to jail for him. He ain't worth it.
No.
No.
At least not in that sense. There are other things that are worth going to jail over because of that asshole. That ain't one of them. Sarasota, and this can be interpreted in a couple of ways. You may not catch crabs. I mean, are we talking the seafood? Are we talking sexually? Could be both. I don't know. And how would you check in the latter? Like, I mean, some people have itchy crotches because they just have itchy. You know, it's not crabs. It's just their skin flaking off.
Yeah.
Or their underwear is chafing a little bit too much, or whatever. Just there are many reasons to need to scratch your crotch, and it ain't crabs. Oh, and a little bit up the interstate from Sarasota and Tampa is Sanford. Stage nudity is banned, with the exception of bona fide theatrical performances. Violating this ordinance results in a $100 fine. So, so no strip clubs and no performances of hair. Speaking of hair, I remember when I did research for it when I reviewed it years ago. Indiana had a shit fit over over production of hair. Not just because of the stage nudity, but because because if you haven't seen Hair is about a dude who's about to go off to fight in Vietnam. I think it was Vietnam. And he runs into a group of hippies and bohemians who are very anti-war, to the point, free love, anti-war, that sort of thing. And one of the things, at least in the stage production, is a flag burning.
Oh boy.
Which, of course, the pearl-clutching, super patriotic people in power in Indiana at the time, this was like, Vietnam War era. Or like, oh, we must ban it and all that. And I think I went into it better in my own review, but I'm giving the most bare bones as I can. It's been a few years.
Yeah.
And last one I want to go on with Florida. Chickens are considered a protected species in Key West.
That's nice.
Huh.
So, do they not have any
mean-
Popeyes?
Probably not.
What about Chick-fil-A? Oh.
Oh, I mean, America.
Yeah. But yeah, and because I do want to move there at some point, and because Becky lives there, Illinois. We have some for Illinois too, and we'll get to Indiana and international stuff too. But I wanted to go over some of these. Let's see. In Illinois, animals can be sent to jail. There was a monkey that once served 5 days in a Chicago jail for shoplifting.
Oh my god.
In Park Ridge, Illinois, trucks may only park inside closed garages. Obviously, they mean pickup trucks, not semi-trucks. But then again, I don't know. I've not been through Park Ridge, as far as I know. In Ottawa, Illinois, spitting on the sidewalk is a criminal offense. Okay. It's a little gross, but I shouldn't be criminal.
No.
Then again, it's Illinois, and they get really cold up there.
Yeah.
So, you know. In Normal, yes, that is a place. I have been through there. It is against the law to make faces at dogs.
Do they even enforce that one? I mean...
Probably not.
No.
Probably not.
A lot of these
Lordy.
laws sound unenforceable.
Yeah. In Joliet! Yeah, I know where that is. Town fathers, reflecting the pet peeve of hearing their town's name mispronounced Joliet, when all local folk know it's pronounced Joliet, made pronouncing the name of the city Joliet a misdemeanor punishable by a $5 fine.
That's hilarious, honestly.
That is. And that is when Becky looked up earlier and said to me, I'm like, you know what? I need to bring that up too. Galesburg, Illinois. There's a $1,000 fine for beating rats with baseball bats. Does it count if the rats are dead?
I don't know.
Because if that's the case, then well, it might be a little bit of an issue. Because when I was younger, we were cleaning out this building we were using for a secondhand store, and there was a dead rat. My dad and his buddy brought it out, and he encouraged both me and my brother cousin to kind of like poke at it and hit it or whatever. And while he didn't do too much, I just went and like golf swung it, like just, and the rat was already dead, so
I mean,
it's not like it was in pain or anything. But would that count? I don't know.
I don't
know. Let's see. A few for Galesburg. What the hell? Like, no bicyclists may practice fancy riding on any city street. Jostling others is illegal. It is illegal to burn bird feathers. But what if the bird accidentally caught itself on fire? You know?
So there's in the Age of Calamity, you can play as Rivali, who obviously is a bird creature.
Yep.
And obviously, one of the attacks is fire. Well, several of the attacks are fire based. And if he catches himself, he goes, "Ah, my feathers!"
Just okay then.
It's just like, oh, that's cute. That's a good detail.
Oh boy.
Let's see. And let's see. Also in Galesburg, no person may keep a smelly dog. Wow.
Wow.
Okay. So the whole thing, they have the whole letter of the law here too. Noise, odor, etc. No person shall keep or maintain any animal, poultry, or fowl in such a manner to cause inconvenience or disturbance to other persons by reason of noise, odor, or other cause. Becky, we are not moving to Galesburg.
No.
Not because her dogs are smelly, but because I know they can be loud.
Yeah.
Fairfield. Now, this one I seem to remember at one point. Fairfield, Illinois. It is unlawful for Negroes to be within county boundaries from sundown to sunrise.
Wow.
I have a feeling this one has been repealed, or at least it's not enforced.
I would
better
hope
not
so.
be.
Yeah. Meanwhile, in Evanston, bowling is forbidden.
Okay.
In Crystal Lake, no, not that one. If one wishes to plant new sod in his or her yard in the summer months, that person may not use the city's water to do it. To water it, rather.
What's the
fuck?
sod in it?
I have a feeling that one might be enforced. Because,
Yeah.
well,
I mean...
Because, yeah, I mean, they get... I mean, you know, they do enforce, you know, laws against collecting rainwater.
Yeah, which, that's stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I know why they do
Yeah.
it, but it's still stupid.
Yeah.
You can't charge for rain?
Exactly.
Yup.
In Chicago, it is legal to protest naked in front of City Hall as long as you're under 17 years of age and have legal permits.
What?
What?
What
Big
if
what?
Ebephile wrote this?
Did you?
Because I am pretty sure no small child is going up and protesting naked in front of City Hall, be like, I want more Oreos! No, they're not doing that. The only ones who would be protesting would be your teenagers.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I have to ask, what if Ebephile wrote that?
Yeah.
In Champaign, one may not urinate in their neighbor's mouth. What if they're into water sports?
I mean,
I'm not, so
I'm
fine with
not.
that.
No. That's
Me
true.
neither. But it's like, no. But, you know, it's one thing if you don't want to do it, but don't make it illegal, assholes.
Oh, God.
And if you're forcing it into somebody's mouth like that, then that's a whole different thing. It doesn't need its own law.
Yeah.
Also, if you're sharing posts that have that kind of stuff, tag them.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I try to get I'm trying to get better about tagging my shit too. Doesn't always work, but
yeah.
In Oblong, Illinois, it is against the law for a man to wear his wife's panties on a Sunday unless he has prior permission from the bishop.
Wow. That's hilarious.
I don't think I could fit into any pair of panties owned by anybody that I am even remotely intimate with. So that's a moot point for me. Even then, how can you tell? This one is just it just all over Illinois. It is illegal to drive a car without a steering wheel.
I mean, that seems sensible. I have questions.
Like, how? I mean, I'm sure there are some where you probably have a way to do it, and thus it's not a steering wheel. Like, you have riding lawnmowers. They have the different things for your wheels and all that, but it's not a steering wheel. It's levers.
Mm-hmm.
Also in Illinois, it is against the law to speak English in Illinois.
What?
And I remember when this was being thrown around or whatever, because they didn't recognize it as English, they recognized it as American.
Oh.
I was like, you motherfuckers! I don't think this one. I don't think this one. I don't think is either in effect or it's either not in effect or it's not word I'm thinking enforced.
Yeah.
So yeah. Also in Illinois, just the whole state, hens that wish to cackle must be at least 200 feet away from any residence if they wish to avoid being arrested. How are you going to arrest a hen?
They do have a law that says that animals can be in prison, so
yeah.
How do you find a cackle?
What the hell?
Oh, God. Oh, that is.
Oh, lordy. Okay, let me see. And also, in the entire state, a baby girl must not be christened Patty.
Patricia
P-A-D-D-Y.
or just
P-A-D-D-Y.
P-A-T-D-Y?
Mhm.
And then, okay, because I thought, well, if it says Patty like short for Patricia, then a bit weird, but just call her Patricia and get around it.
Yeah. Oh, and tie back into the English one from earlier. Yeah, the official language of Illinois is American. Like,
Well then.
Oh.
No, we speak American here. America.
Thing is, there's no discernible difference.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, there are some words and expressions that can cause hilarity, like asking to bum a fag. You know.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's also illegal to give your dog whiskey.
I mean, unless the dog's got toothache.
Even then. I mean, it's like, oh god, it reminds me of like when Robin Williams way back, I think it was like one of his 80s stand-up bits, was talking about, giving your dog some kind of drug or whatever, because they're not very high up on the food chain to begin with.
Yeah.
So it was like, yeah. Prove Darwin was wrong. Give him alcohol. So yeah, I've got Indiana pulled up here. And I just made sure they got it in our little green room. Yep. So yeah, this is going to be fun. Scully, do you want to look at a few of them and read some of them off?
Yeah. Let's see. All right. A person must get a referral from a licensed physician if he or she wishes to see a hypnotist, unless the desired procedure is to quit smoking or lose weight. Huh.
So no stage hypnotherapy.
Yeah. Alright, what? Okay. Residents are not allowed to eat their own severed body parts on Fridays, so the rest of the days of the week are fair game.
Apparently,
oh god.
Who's severing their own body parts? Again, questions.
Yeah, I have several. Young girls are not allowed to ride bicycles to school for fear that they will show a flash of white panties to passing men.
Well, then maybe we should gouge out the eyes of all those men.
Yeah. Okay, this one's fucking hilarious. The singing of any Bob Dylan song in a public place is a criminal offense. Damn, someone must have really disliked Bob Dylan.
I mean, I don't get it, but I think that's a generational thing.
Fuck it. I'm going to go to Indy. I'm going to go to that little hanging amphitheater type place at Circle Center Mall area there. The Arts Garden, I think they call it. And I'm going to put on a concert. I'm going to sing nothing but Bob Dylan covers. Just to spite them.
Yes. Oral sex is illegal.
Wrote that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, how are they going to enforce that? They have cops, just forcing their own home, say, you're not giving a blowjob or going down, or are you? Because we're gonna have to go in jail for that one. No.
Fuck you, we're 69ing. Piss off.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Waitresses may not carry drinks into a restaurant or bar.
Yeah, carrying it into it, which they're likely gonna be already in there.
Yeah. Okay, it is against the law to pass a horse on the street.
Which...
What, just pass it, or is there no other...
Yeah. Yeah,
that's all it is.
Alright, also...
I've passed
we're not allowed to carry...
sorry.
Yeah.
Horses,
yeah.
I've passed horses in goddamn semis, because Amish country.
Yeah.
Horses are fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, you are not allowed to carry a cocktail from the bar to a table. The waiter or waitress has to do it.
Fair enough, table service.
Okay. Alright, in Warsaw, no one may throw an ottoman across the street at their neighbor.
Because Yeah, they do go into a little bit of it, like throwing objects out across streets, alleyways, sidewalks, other public places. Should be unlawful for a person to throw any snowball, stone, or other hard substance, or any other missile along, across, or over any street, alley, sidewalk, or other public place within the limits of the city. So, I guess the ottoman is just like, just the extreme example, but yeah. So you can't have snowball fights across each other's streets.
I like how they fucking refer to snowballs as a missile.
Yeah.
That's kind of hilarious. Okay, in Terre Haute, no one may spit on the sidewalk.
That's just fresh.
Gross, but it shouldn't be illegal. And even then, winters too, so.
Okay. Yeah. In South Bend, it is illegal to make a monkey smoke a cigarette.
Good!
Yeah.
I mean, I can agree.
Yeah. Alright, in Indy, no one may collect rags on Sunday.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Alright, also in Indy, one may only throw a stone at a bird in self-defense.
I mean...
Some birds can be vicious.
Well, that fucking goose, that goose was coming right at me. I had to do it.
Yeah. Also, I have a feeling this might have to do with downtown Indy, because there are a lot of pigeons around there. And some people are assholes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also in Indy, it is illegal to ride a horse in excess of 10 miles per hour.
That's because the only time you can ride a horse is those horse-drawn buggy tours you can get around downtown.
Yeah. Good God.
We actually did one of those the last Christmas I was in Indy. That was pretty cool.
Nice. Cool. Alright, in Gary, within 4 hours of eating garlic, a person may not enter a movie house, theater, or ride a public streetcar. Man, that ain't mean business. I don't want anyone with stinky breath.
It's full of vampires.
Yeah.
No wonder they don't want you to... No wonder they always warned me against sleeping in Gary. It's full of goddamn vampires.
I mean, it's true.
And then there's that one friend of mine who lives in Gary, probably listens to this. She's like, "Fuck you."
All right, man. In French Lick Springs, my cousins live there. All black cats wear bells on Friday the 13th. I mean, kind of adorable, but
yeah,
that's pretty adorable.
That's cute.
Black cats are adorable. All cases.
Yeah.
You may not sell or play a radio broadcast. The record, it's in the book in Fort Wayne. What?
What the hell?
Okay, I don't know what that is, but all right.
It's apparently a song by Johnny Standley.
Guess some people got sick of it being played on the radio all the time or something.
Apparently. How long is it? It's like a 6-minute song.
Yeah.
Blimey.
Yeah.
And all I can think of when you talk about annoying songs is like, no, Brian, don't!
Oh boy. While driving on Main Street, you may... Okay, in Evansville, while driving on Main Street, you may not have your lights on. What if it's fucking dark out?
They better be right.
Yeah. Yeah. In Elkhart, it is illegal for barbers to threaten to cut off kids' ears. I mean, okay, that one I can get behind.
Yeah.
Don't fucking do that.
I'm like skipping and looking down, like, there's one for the entire state. I think, Scully, I think we will have broken this particular one.
Yeah.
It is illegal for a man to be sexually aroused in public.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Every man in Indiana has broken that one.
All right.
Is that only men? Are women allowed to be sexually aroused in public?
Just says a man.
Yeah, just men.
Okay. And here's the thing. Okay, indecent acts and prostitution is part of the letter of the law here. Section 1A, a person who knowingly or intentionally in a public place, 1, engages in sexual intercourse.
Okay, that is public.
I mean,
Oh, bless you. Oh, bless you. And again.
Woo! Also, don't fuck around when you sneeze.
yeah.
2, engages in deviant sexual conduct. 3, appears in a state of nudity. Or 4, fondles the person's genitals or the genitals of another person, commits public indecency, Class A misdemeanor. However, the offense is a Class D felony. The person commits the offense by appearing in the state of nudity with the intent to arouse the sexual desires of the person or another person in or on a public place where a child of less than 16 years of age is present.
I can get behind that.
Yeah.
I mean,
that one's not really a dumb law.
yeah, but the whole idea is sexually aroused in public. I mean,
Yeah.
you can be aroused. It's what you do with it, though, dude.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right, but okay, here's one that's just what the fuck. Federally, I mean, well, in entire state, baths may not be taken between the months of October and March. Whoops.
I mean,
Baths.
I tend to take showers, so I'm fine.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I mean, well, I mean, I do take showers too. So, I mean, mostly.
Is that like an archaic one, like a water shortage issue, or
Yeah,
there must be
probably.
some kind of story behind that?
Yeah.
It's-
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, a $3 fine per pack will be imposed on anyone playing cards in Indiana under the Act for the Prevention of Gaming. You know they mean gambling.
Yeah.
And also,
Yeah.
I know the Pokemon trading card game has had tournaments there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So-
Oh god. Oh, there was a huge stink about this one. I remember this. It was repealed, but the value of pi is 3 and not 3.1415.
Oh, right. I
Oh.
remember that one.
Yeah. It was like
Oh.
they were gonna. God, they were trying to make schools teach that, like, you know, what? Okay.
We need to simplify it because we don't understand it no more. We don't feel like explaining it to our kids. Apparently they're
Apart
from-
from Matt Parker, nobody understands pi.
Yeah.
yeah,
If you know who
Alright.
Matt Parker is, well on you.
there you go.
Right. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah. So much for. Yeah. This one's a fucking violation of the First Amendment. God damn. Anyone 14 or older who profanely curses, damns, or swears by the name of God, Jesus, or the Holy Ghost shall be fined $1 to $3 for each offense, with a maximum fine of $10 per day.
Fuck it, I'll put,
Fuck. Yeah.
you know what? $10 a day, worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Okay. That one's just a repeat of another one. Spiteful gossip and talking behind a person's back are illegal. Whoops.
Mhm.
Well, that's why Fort Benjamin Harrison shut down. Not because of military budgets, but because there's too many people gossiping there.
I know someone who was constantly breaking that one. I'm not going to name any names.
Is it you? You can say it was you.
Well, let's just say I got it from someone.
Well.
Yeah. Yeah. No one may catch a fish with his bare hands. Oh,
Dude, if you can catch a fish with your bare hand, you deserve to eat it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that shit.
Yeah.
No. Wait. Is that like just real world stuff, or if you're catching fish in Breath of the Wild, is that also illegal?
Oh,
I don't think they count it in a video game. At least I would hope not. Unless the Popo are really, 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 really anal. And speaking of Popo, there's one. Then we can need to move on to the at least try and look up some UK ones.
Yeah, I've got 'em.
One may not back into a parking spot because it prevents police officers from seeing the license plate. Lazy pigs.
Yeah.
Isn't the plate on the front and back?
Mm-mm.
I don't get it.
No, it's probably
Unless it's a motorcycle.
only on the back. Yeah, well, yeah.
In a lot of states, it's usually just on the back. Some states
really?
you can have it on. You have to have it on both, but some states you don't.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So UK's front and back.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah.
Oh man, the fish one. Okay, you can't use a firearm or a crossbow. To catch the fish either. Oh,
Didn't say anything about explosives.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, it's just disguise a cherry bomb as like some fish eggs or food or whatever. Feed it to a fish. Fish blows up.
Yeah. And here's one that apparently they still enforce, because I've never seen any of this at liquor store. They cannot sell milk or cold soft drinks.
Oh yeah, at liquor stores, yeah.
Yeah, at liquor stores, yeah, they can't. And they do enforce that, so.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right, to the United Kingdom.
It is illegal to ride a cow whilst drunk.
Oh God.
Well, doesn't look like. Well, Jim, you're a little too drunk, not like you're going to be going home and having sex with that wife, are you? That is horrible. That is horrible.
Oh my
There is a thing underneath it, but I think I'll just leave it as is.
Yeah.
It is illegal to break a hard-boiled egg at the sharp end.
God.
Yeah. This one's interesting. With the exception of carrots, most goods may not be sold on a Sunday. So there's no qualifier under this one, so I don't know if it got repealed before they brought in Sunday trading hours. Steam locomotives are restricted to a speed of 4 miles an hour on roads.
I don't think that works that way.
No.
Yeah, companies may vote in local elections. Hang on, there was one that made me giggle, but that's on page 3. By law, all double-decker buses must be painted red. It's kind of cool. Don't leave package unattended. That's okay. It is illegal to be drunk on licensed premises, which is true. Pubs or bars and that, you can chuck them out. It is forbidden by law to ask a Scotsman what he wears under his kilt.
Wow.
Okay, this one has been repealed. All males over the age of 14 must carry out 2 hours or so of long work practice in a week, supervised by the local clergy.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and according to this, it was
Cleaned up, yeah.
Yeah.
This one I quite like, because it makes sense if you go back far enough. A Hackney carriage taxi driver must carry a bale of hay and a bucket to feed and water his horse. Like, I don't think you have to have it in the back of the cab, but it makes sense, if you're going back far enough.
Yeah. Although
So that's kind of cute, though.
I am liking this one, though. Pregnant woman may relieve herself anywhere she likes, including a policeman's helmet.
Yep. Yep.
Fuck the police.
Fuck the police.
It is illegal for any commoner's pet to have carnal knowledge of an animal belonging to the monarch.
Well, now.
Yeah,
You know what?
Well, then.
They have dogs, right?
Yeah.
So
corgis.
Yeah. Well, we'll get some other dogs that have not been fixed, and they'll still have the sex drives and everything, and just let them loose in the royal garden.
I heard that she's actually because she likes to take care of her corgis herself, and she is getting up in the years, that she's letting them die off so that she doesn't end up leaving a corgi, which is kind of. It's kind of sad, but it's kind of sweet that she's being conscientious that her papas might end up being alone without her.
Yeah.
So, sticking a postage stamp on an envelope upside down is considered treason.
Wow.
Wow.
If a postage stamp shows the head of the queen, which they all do, it is considered treason. Because Liz's head is on all the stamps, even the ones got pretty pictures on. It is illegal to eat mince pies on December 25th. To qualify, mince pies are like sweetmeat pastry, as the Cromwell did. Any boy under the age of 10 may not see a naked mannequin.
Well, I think everybody's done that at least once.
Oh, yeah.
This one, the wording is archaic, but given the times we're living in, It is illegal to hail a taxi while suffering from bubonic plague.
I mean,
Yeah.
bubonic plague, COVID-19. What's the difference?
Yeah.
24 hours in stocks, legally later. It is legal for a male to urinate in public as long as it is on the rear wheel of his motor vehicle and his right hand is on the vehicle.
Huh.
This is the one that made me giggle. Women are permitted to go topless in Liverpool, provided they work as a clerk in a shop selling tropical fish.
That's oddly specific.
Yeah. I mean, so
There
far,
isn't no-
seems like the Liverpool City Council is kind of mama about it, so.
Yeah.
There is a no. Urban legend? No one knows the Liverpool City Council will give credence to the law along these lines. Seems like there must have been a story behind this one.
Yeah.
I want to hear it. You can shoot a Welsh person with a bow and arrow in Chester inside the city walls after midnight.
Wow.
You can in Hereford. You can shoot a Welsh person on a Sunday with a longbow in Cathedral Close. So basically, screw the Welsh.
Wow.
Yeah.
It is illegal. Yeah.
Illegal to die in the Houses of Parliament.
But if you read the thing underneath, it actually makes some sense.
Yeah.
Anyone who dies in Parliament is entitled to a state funeral. Rumour has it that if you appear sick, they escort you out quickly. Yet another law that was still on the books until a massive clean-up of archaic laws was performed in 2012. Which begs the question, if they cleared out that law saying it is no longer illegal to die in the Houses of Parliament, do you still get a state funeral?
That's a good question.
Again, archaic, but of our time. A taxi driver must ask passengers if they are suffering from plague or smallpox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's illegal for taxi drivers to carry rabid dogs or corpses. Well, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Except on Sundays, it is lawful to kill a Scotsman in York if he's carrying a bow and arrow.
Huh.
Okay, then.
And that's it for the UK ones.
So, David Tennant, if you have a history of carrying around a bow and arrow, stay out of York.
Yeah. Anyway.
But yeah, so that is definitely. I think that weird and dumb laws all over the damn place, and it's relatively lighter and fluffier than the first half of the show. Definitely, holy shit.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Good God.
I have a feel-good story.
Okay.
I don't know if you've already heard this. Come on. Pennsylvania town surprises his UPS driver with a $1,000 gift, thanking him for his hard work during the pandemic.
Aww.
Oh, that's sweet.
The very short version, because I actually watched it on. Actually, it's not that long. I'll read the whole thing. CNN, a UPS driver was moved to tears after his customers in Pennsylvania showed their appreciation in a big way. Chad Turns, Turns, which is funny because I always pronounce UPS as up, so it's Chad Turns Up.
There we go.
Chad Turns Up. Delivered UPS in the small town of Dauphin, Pennsylvania, and is beloved by his customers, said resident Jenny Shickley, as seen in a video posted to Facebook by Adam Shickley. Jenny Shickley's husband, when Turns drove into the parking lot for what he thought was a pickup on Tuesday, he was greeted instead by dozens of residents clapping and yelling, "Thank you, Chad!" Turns out, Turns was so overwhelmed with emotions that he pulled out his handkerchief to wipe his eyes.
Aww.
The whole town has had a personal experience with Chad, said Adam Shickley. He once thought a package was a gift, and there was a picture on the front. My kids were playing outside, so he waited until his shift was done and came back to make sure they didn't see it.
Yeah.
It turns out he's well known for his thoughtfulness and kindness, even working many long hours during COVID-19 pandemic, Jenny Shickley says. Adding to the fact, he often leaves treats for their dogs when delivering packages. She organised a special event after people commented on a group on Facebook about what a good job Turns was doing. She raised $1,000 for Turns in 2 weeks. A small town in central Pennsylvania. group gave him a generous gift with a large card signed by members of the community. The town's a population of 800, according to the Census Bureau. Basically the Terns are taking care of them, so they wanted to do something back. So yeah, it was cute.
Yay.
Happy things.
Yes.
Uh.
But yeah, so with that is going to be it for our show this week. Yeah. Hopefully it won't be another 2 weeks, but we'll see. Maybe the pattern will end, maybe it won't. We'll find out.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you guys for listening. I am, over the next few episodes, I am going to try and do a few different things. I didn't get it all set up for this one, but I do eventually want to start doing like live streaming the recordings of this. It'll probably be on Twitch, which isn't going to affect our language too much, because we don't make a habit going around and saying simp incels, that sort of thing. But from what I'm understanding, they're apparently not enforcing that very much, because I've seen other people use those words and nothing happened, so maybe they went back on it. But either way, I eventually do want to get to that point, because I need to stream more and I've got this to record, so we can do both. But that's going to take some setting up on my end to get everything ready to go, so but yeah, so I don't think there's any other announcements I need to make that I probably haven't made in the mid segment. So, Michelle, where can we find you on the internet if we want to find you?
You can find me at my Linktree, which I've actually recently updated and added a profile. You only get so many characters, so I just put I'm a cat on YouTube. I review boxes.
Hey.
Which is true, but also a mashup. But it just struck me as really funny. But that's at Linktree, linktr.ee/Phoenix11 PHEONIX11. And also, I like to give a quick shout out to Intercidian, who is a friend of our friend and is doing his video thing. And let me just hit the correct pronunciation of his spelling of his name. That's at INDICIDIAN, and he's doing freelance video editing if you require that service.
Yes. That is going to be in the doobly-doo as well, as it has been the past few episodes. So it shall stick there. And Scully, where can we find you?
I've also got a Linktree. It's linktr.ee/Scolipendra.
Sweet. And as for me, you can find all of my socials and everything. That's Twitter, Tumblr, YouTube, what have you, at linktr.ee/Gomer21XX. I've actually been a little bit more active on Tumblr lately, mainly because I've been posting some Danganronpa memes that I've made using the incorrect quotes generator.
Nice.
I like it, and it gives me a lot more sprites to play with too. So that's always fun. I'll have it up somewhere, but the little demo of Chiaki Quest that I've got that I mentioned at the beginning of the show, I'll try and have it up somewhere within the next day or two after this goes up. Give me some feedback. Especially if you're somebody who makes games. See if there's any ways to make some things easier. I know there are ways I can improve it. I just need to know how. So feedback is always good. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening, and we will see you next time. And until then, this is Gomer, the Ranting Thespian, with Michelle and Scolipendra, signing off.
Bye.
Later.